Hello, hello. Welcome back to Kate Demure. And tonight we have a special co-host here.
Hello.
Miss Andra Yates. Yes! Yes! Tonight we are discussing more relationship topics. We've got our cocktail for the night, and it is a lovely 10%. Now, I can't say the brand, but I will say it's a pink Moscato. Excuse me, a pink Moscato. Very good. 10%. Let's just all have a good swig. Toast to the single ladies.
Toast to the single ladies.
Yes.
Cheers.
Okay, that was an extra sip. That was like, woo, refreshing my soul.
We heard that.
Well needed since 9 a.m. this morning. But anyhow, moving on. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was uneventful.
So was mine.
Uneventful, but good, good. I actually was at a play yesterday and was getting coffee and ran into a gentleman and had great conversation. So just as I was denouncing Valentine's Day, it turned around that quick. So it was all right.
Boom!
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have two guests here. I'm sorry. I'm so rude about that. We have two lovely guests here. Deandra, would you like to introduce your guest?
I would. So tonight we have the beautiful Felicia Williams.
Hey.
Single mom of 3 beautiful kids who has had her fair share of time in the single life, but now she is dating and happy about it.
Yes, I am.
Readily available. Yes, and I have my twin here, the lovely Miss Biannca Elle. She is weighing in at a 100% total grown woman, independent, great career, mother of 2, very single, and I mean, look at her. Stand up, do a twirl.
All right. That's right. Single
Ready
and ready
for
to
dates.
mingle. That's right.
So let's just talk about how things are. At times when you have a boyfriend, sometimes they can make the best of friends. Some of them can be amazing lovers. Some, not many.
Right.
Some. Yes, I'm putting away those thoughts. Okay. But sometimes as women, we do kind of think like, can men do more?
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
what are some things that come to mind when you think about what else a man can do for us? It's like, it's not enough sometimes.
Yeah, I think the little things, just being thoughtful and unexpected, they forget that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do.
Definitely.
Okay, so what I thought was, I decided to do things different. I'm going to try an approach, and I leave love notes. Y'all seen Mary Jane. She got all the notes everywhere. I leave them same notes for me and friends because I want a man to know what I expect. And a lot of times when you talk to them, they don't listen. Sometimes you got to show them, but sometimes, hey, maybe they'll read the notes, maybe they won't, but they'll check eventually.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good approach.
So that's my kind of approach. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we'll try it.
Well, let us know. We're all open for ideas here.
That's right.
But it is a thought. It's a thought. So our subject tonight, we will be talking about what we want men to know, because this is what I found on Facebook. This is the official handbook for how men believe they're going to figure out women. This is it. It's not in the Steve Harvey book. It's in this book.
Okay.
This is lengthy. This is not.
It is.
Is that what's your list of expectations for men? Does it look like this?
It's no, not quite that thick.
Right.
Not quite that thick. But I've got a pretty extensive list, but it's reasonable.
Okay.
Reasonable expectations.
That they should know.
That they should know.
Because I just think this over depletes us.
Yeah.
We are not this
agree.
complicated.
Really
No,
far-fetched.
We're really pretty
No.
simple.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe complex but simple. So I think that that's not a good view of it.
But in regards to having a list too, I think we as women, we change it. So we add, we take things off, you know, as we evolve too. So I think that's important as well. So
Yeah.
Good stuff. We're going to stick a pin in it really quick, take our first break. Atmosphere and conversation here with Kate Demure and
Andra Yates.
we'll be back shortly. Kate Demure.
And Andra Yates is guest co-host tonight.
Denise's taking a break, and Redhead will be back next week. However, I will not be here. I'll be indisposed. Okay, we're gonna rotate them on.
Right.
Who's next week? Who's coming back next week?
I'll come back.
Okay, well there we go.
It's up to Felicia. She wants to have me.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Love it. So tonight we're discussing. We're discussing.
exactly.
Yes.
Right.
That's how we feel.
Discussing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little
Here we go
emotional
again.
during the conversation from the break, but we're discussing what we want men to know. So as far as what we want them to know, let's start with communication.
Yes.
How would you consider, or what would you consider would be the best communication?
You know what? Okay, so in this day and age, we got the text messaging out there, and then you got Snapchat, and then you got what is it with your iPhone? I'm not an iPhone person. But
FaceTime.
FaceTime and all this other hang time for the droids. But I mean, so that's definitely one way. I think for me personally, I don't mind texting. I like talking on the phone too, but texting to me allows me to get my thoughts together, so that when I hit send, you know, that they're able to actually get what I'm saying. So I think that's, I mean, for me, that's important as far as, you know, communicating with a man. So
I agree. I think sometimes text messaging, though, I'm a huge texter, and I rely on it probably too much. But a lot of things that I hear is that the wrong message can be conveyed. They don't know if you're yelling, if you're screaming, what's your emotion behind it, because they already think we crazy. So I think that's true.
You've seen our book.
Yeah, you see the handguide. So I am trying to get better with using words verbally to talk, and I have found that the point is made in a little bit better way. So that's a bridge I'm crossing.
Yeah.
What about you, ladies?
I think, like you, I'm a big texter, and I do email all the time. So I might email what it is that I want to say and then follow it up with a face-to-face conversation. That way they can feel what it is that I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I like the face-to-face. I'm going to say phone and face-to-face.
phone, face-to-face.
I can do the text, but there's always that auto text. I want my point to come across clear. I don't want to write a paragraph into my phone. It's just too much for me.
Yeah. So the point is, I think there's no excuse not to communicate.
Well, that's right.
We got social media, we got all this. There's no excuse not to communicate.
What about us, ladies? So, you know, men are not mind readers, but we always have that time where, you know, they can ask us something and we're like, well, I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to talk, you know.
I think it's important, though, for him to know you. That's part of getting to know you. So when your facial expression changes, then he knows that there's something wrong. So I think that, I don't know, that's what I would really want him to, that's important to me. So that's an important factor, is that you get to know me so that you can really know exactly what I want, to the point where, I mean, if I pick up the phone and you call me and you say hey, and I'm like hey, and you immediately like, oh yeah, what's wrong? So I think that's like key too.
That's good.
Listening, attentive.
Instead of them saying, well, I'll just call you back in a bad mood.
Right.
Because I've heard it. Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you thinking? How do you feel about that?
You know, as far as the communication goes, when we do talk, I need you to listen. I need men to listen. And it's not even always to find a solution. I don't need you to solve the problem. I just want to vent. And I want you to listen. I want you to be sympathetic to what it is that I'm going through.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
And it's different than having the girlfriend listen, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you know your girlfriend is like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Ready to pop out. Right. Girl, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
But I was like that. I was
Roll
like,
out
"Oh,
there.
Right. Do we need to
do
do
a
it
ride-by.
Right. Girl, you know we do that.
And if my
Yeah.
dance
That's a mystery. Sorry.
Wait a minute. You doing the ride-bys? What are you
Well, it's
playing?
been
Jasmine
A few
Sullivan?
years ago.
Yes, a few years ago. We've grown up.
Got wisdom.
Right, exactly.
So,
But we've been known in the past
she's
to ride by.
even knock on the door.
That's
You
right.
know you don't have to do the ride-bys anymore. You don't have to do all that.
What do you do? What do you suggest?
So I feel like she gonna.
I'm just going to say 2 words. Chicken juice. We have said too much. Atmosphere and conversation. Kate Demure here.
And Deandra Yates, and we'll be right back.
Right back. Atmosphere and Conversation. I'm your host, Kate Demure.
With your guest co-host, Deandra Yates.
And I'm sorry, I have been very rude. We also have our lovely guest here, Felicia Williams and Biannca Elle is here.
Yes.
Girl Talks. What do we want the men to know? So, back in our handbook, this is page. If you all have the book at home, we're on page 37 so far.
Yes.
If you want to
Follow
slide
along.
that out.
Store that down. Can a man call in and tell us where they store that handbook
Yeah, where is
at,
that
please?
book? Do you know where that book is, one? He's like,
I don't know if they're reading it, 'cause if they were reading it, they would
We
know.
wouldn't be having this conversation.
right about
would we?
that.
There you go. I'm with
So
you.
maybe they can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Put it on their
You
Kindle.
know
What's the
they
price
give
for
it
that
to
book
her.
going for?
$3.99.
That's right.
$3.99. There you go.
Yes.
Every man go out and order one. Because Steve Harvey.
And you can get the digital. Okay.
That's right.
Exactly.
3.5 million pages.
3.5 million pages. And we're on 37.
We're on 37, so we'll be going through this over the next 2 years.
Okay.
We have our studies on what day we want to do our studies on. On Saturday. Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So we're back to what we want from the men. Ooh. Let's talk about love, affection, respect.
All right. Good topics.
Love, affection, and respect.
Respect.
Yeah, let's hear about it, B.
Treat me the way you would want your daughters and your mother to be treated.
One more time.
Say it again.
Treat me the way you would want your daughters and your mother to be treated.
Yes.
Simple as
Amen to
that.
Simple.
Respect.
Respect. So, for those who watch the reality shows, these Peter Guns.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no thank you.
No, thank you.
I mean, I just say learn by example.
Yes, learn by example.
Men,
And if you're
you
not
gotta
ready
do better.
to treat me like your mother or your daughter, don't date.
Please don't.
Simple as that. If you're not ready, don't date. Stay in that lane with the ones who don't care how they treat it.
And you know, I want to segue with that into being honest, being upfront with your intentions in the beginning.
Yes.
That way, I can make a decision whether or not I want to get involved with you.
I had this talk earlier with the energy guy. Ring the bell. Yes.
I hit the bell on that.
That's good. That's
If you're
good.
not interested in a relationship, then do not lead me on. Don't tell me that we're moving in that direction or that's what you want. If you just want sex for the children in the room, then tell me that too.
Yeah.
Because I might be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
That is so
but be honest and upfront about your intentions.
And give us
and
the
what your
option
motives
to
are.
choose.
That's
Have
right.
integrity is what it's called.
I know that's right.
Yes, integrity. Being honest and upfront. I think Felicia is dying to say something. Help somebody.
You got
help
some wisdom
somebody.
in there.
No, you know what?
guess.
Because I was asking a couple of people that I know, like, hey, what do you want? What would you want a guy to know? And in reference to what you just said, that's exactly what women are saying. Because most men, they don't give you all the information. And if you ask, hey, when was your, for example, when you ask, hey, when was your last relationship? He'll say, oh, it was a while ago. And a while ago to him was last week.
Yeah.
And
Right.
or, you know, he'll say, yeah, I just got out of a relationship, when his definition of a relationship is a wife he separated from.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
It's not
To be specific.
exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Or I feel like too, when you ask questions, I have to, this is what I've just found, just dating, you have to go, hey, have you been married? And so they'll go, yeah. Or are you married?
Yeah.
And they'll go, yes or no. Or if they
Something
say,
like that.
yeah.
Kind of.
Well,
Something like
what
that.
you mean by that? Like
Right,
what? My
exactly.
situation?
Yeah.
Honey.
Married.
And now I go,
like
are you
that.
married in the United States?
Right.
Yes.
That's good.
You have to say that.
Are you
because-
married 7 days a week? Because some guys are married during the week and single on the weekend.
Yeah.
Some married men go harder than the single ones.
That's
So,
right.
And I don't think there's no thing as asking too many questions either, because the more you ask,
The more you know.
Yeah, then to me that's how you filter through all those layers, because at the end of and we all do it, men and women. We kind of give you a little, give you a little. So you don't, there's not too many people that just bam, you bust through the door and you just say everything, especially those things that are deeply rooted. You kind of got to ease your way.
Yeah.
You got to kind of ease your way into this. So that's what I have.
When we talk about the men being up front, are we consistent with that ourselves and what we want? Are we consistent with that? Because we want that expectation,
I agree.
but are we consistent with saying this is what I want too? I think we need to do better with that as women.
Is it 941? Yeah, go ahead and swipe it. I'm sorry, Deandra.
Oh, that's
I think we
perfect.
might have a call coming through.
Yeah.
Hello?
You're on the air.
You guys are talking about the men, but what about the women that are after your being very complacent and, making the men telling lies? What about those?
I'm sorry. Hello, ma'am. I'm sorry. Can we get your name?
Oh, yeah, this is Felicia. How are you guys?
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers. to
Cheers.
you. Hope you enjoyed your VA.
Happy anniversary. So, I'm sorry. What was your question?
She said, what about the women? And I was just bringing that up, Davisha.
And that are lying. You guys are talking about with men. What about the women? I'm sorry, I said men. What about the women that are out there doing that? Because we can do it. We can play them in and we lie.
She said
That can be
She
true.
said we lie sometimes.
We do lie.
Yeah,
We
so that's
do.
why I was saying we need
We
to
do
be
get good
consistent
at
up front too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
not a
just
one-way
admit on
street.
air, I
Yeah.
struggle with that. Not lying, but not being up front with what I want. and then you play that, let's just go with the flow, let's assume. That's not working for me. So that's gone. But I'm guilty of that.
We women have to voice. We have to open our mouths and start saying, you know, hey, this is what I want. If there's a problem, talk it out right then and there. Don't wait. Don't go get mad.
Get in your feelings.
Get in your feelings. Go buy something. You coming home, you're like, oh, I did all this for what? Because I was mad at you.
Yeah.
Getting up and eggs.
We should work.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Say that again.
Say that a little louder.
Hitting up an ex.
Yeah.
Right. For all the wrong reasons.
All the wrong reasons.
We're a
That's
little
the one call they will
drastic
answer.
when we don't get that attention or that feeling, well, why doesn't he know what's wrong? We as women do have to open our mouths and do better with communication.
Because the first thing they'll say is, we don't read minds. I'm not a mind reader. So we need to be
I
mindful.
think communication is number one key. And why do we put so much into it and expect so much back? Because you say, oh, we did all this, but why are we doing all that? And you may not be our boo or our boyfriend. Y'all just hang it out. Why y'all just can't hang out? Why you got to do all this?
All right, Alicia, we don't need all that.
Well,
She's
thank
slapping
you,
us
man.
across
Great
the face.
information. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys. I'll be on break. Bye.
Bye. That was
And the
good point,
redhead.
though, that she brought up, though.
Great point. Thanks, sis. So, communication, respect, loyalty, honesty. Anything else, ladies? Because we're going to dive into the big one.
Let's go for it.
Loyalty.
Bring it.
Loyalty.
Well, that's not quite the big one, but just saying. In time,
That's a big one.
commitment, loyalty. How do y'all feel about that?
You feeling warm about loyalty? No.
Oh, wow.
We're processing things. Commitment. I think in due time. I think that once we make the decision to become exclusive, we need to commit to that and commit to the relationship, not the person. I think that there's a difference between those two things. And this is, I'm mainly talking about marriage here, because there are going to be days where you're not going to feel all lovey-dovey with your spouse, but you have to commit to the relationship, to the marriage, and say, no matter what, you know, this person is not giving 100% today. They ain't been giving 100% for the past 3 months, but I took vows and I'm going to stick with that, you know. And as long as they're not putting their hands on you or cheating on you, then you got to stick through it, I think.
What? Cheating. That's a big one. So cheating would be, in your opinion, if you're married, you're just not gonna work through it. You're not. No.
She like,
Ooh, that's tough.
That's just
It is.
unforgivable.
I think you don't
for
know unless you're in the situation.
and
Yeah.
I think you really can't answer that. I've been there. I'm a divorcee. I've been there. And I won't even say it was my final reason for divorce, because it wasn't. I stayed after. But it's a big deal. And I used to say, if you don't want to be married, we can divorce. Unfortunately, it is an easy option. I, on my end, wanted to give my marriage everything I had before I walked away from that. And when I was ready to walk away, I knew I had marriage counseling, prayer with the pastor, retreats. I had a stack of books I got from the library, Stormy Marsh and everybody, love languages. I got them all. I had to be a praying wife and all that. So I knew I had done everything before I gave up. But to say you won't leave, that you will leave because of cheating, most women don't. That's just the reality of it. But when you said you're talking about commitment, once you're in marriage, I think once you decide to date exclusively, marriage is the goal. You need to see that commitment at that time, because we all have options. And I get so confused by these men who want to run around and have a team of women, but they want to be married or they want to be in committed relationships. That's a man needs to call in and tell me about that. Because this BS that we hear that, oh, my marriage is better because I have a mistress. I've heard that. Tyrese was on the radio talking about his friend said his marriage lasted the way it has because he had a mistress. Then why is he married?
Why?
You could have a mistress, a side chick, whatever you wanted. Why take those vows and bring somebody through that? That's not what a woman wants.
But what did we say to the women that accept it?
Well, I think that marriage is, in this day and age, totally different than what it has been previously. And it really is, because it seems as if you're married, that's cool, because there is no commitment, there is no loyalty. Because now that means that, okay, cool, we can hook up, you go your way, you go your way, I go my way, and then call me and we can get back together. And that works for some people. And just tying back into the whole loyalty, I think it really depends on the person. You know, because not everybody really wants to. Some women and men don't want to be in a relationship. They don't, but they desire that sort of companionship, or they desire to have somebody that they can be sexual with, or desire to have somebody that they can go out for drinks with. So I think up front, then you just need to figure out what's your definition of loyalty. But I think at the end of the day, it just depends on the individual person. So
I think it goes back to being up front in the very beginning.
And that's true. Yeah. It sure does. It sure does. So,
yep, full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
And I think, to piggyback what you were saying, up front, when we make our intentions known, we have to be prepared for whatever that person is going to say.
That is key.
If we want a relationship but they don't, we got to be willing to walk away and say, I'm not going to settle for that, because I can be honest. You know, I'll be like, oh, okay, you don't really want a relationship, so I'm going to change him. I'm going to show him that I'm different from every other woman.
Me and Biannca have talked about for years, probably.
More times than others.
More times than others, probably just last night, I don't know. But the more we talk about it, the more wisdom I think I've gotten from it, and the different things that we have been through. But being okay with it not being what you want, like she said, I think that's just so important. And being at a place where I'm okay with that, because I know what I want and I know what I deserve and I know my worth. So it's okay if you don't want to commit.
Yep.
Somebody does. And I'm not going to force or try to. I am a firm believer. I'm not going to make a man love me. I'm not going to overly prove myself. I'm a great woman. I'm a great catch. Take it or leave it. And we gotta be okay with that.
Bing, 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 bing.
We all know that.
Yes, I can vouch for that. That's why I'm alone with the cat. And it's true. It's not a sad thing. It's my truth, and I'm gonna stand in it, because guess what? I have settled, and it was the worst damn thing I had done in my life.
There you go.
Or just
worst.
knowing that it's not gonna work, and you just there for
just to say, oh, I got a little trinket over here.
That's right.
Because it takes away from you.
Right.
As a woman, you're not really able to be yourself. You're just not. You're not able to be free.
Yeah.
You're just not. And I lived that life. You know, when I was married. You know, I'm divorced. But so I agree with a lot of things that you said, and I feel the same way. I felt the same way you did. Okay, I want to do everything that I need to do to make sure that I've done everything within my marriage, and then if it doesn't work, okay. You know, then fine. I knew for me personally, I wanted to walk away knowing that I had kids, or we had kids, so my kids they're looking at this. So I didn't want to be at fault in my kids' eyes. You know, I wanted them to see a mother that, you know, was married or with their dad interacting, and a mother that was divorced and had, you know, to, come back up. Those are all good things that kids need to see. You know, stuff that doesn't need to be hidden from them either, in that capacity. But I agree. I really do.
And stand in your truth.
Stand in your truth. I like that.
Love it.
And I saw a saying somewhere that says single doesn't mean that you're desperate. It means
Not
that
at all.
you're waiting for.
Because we always hear that. Well, why are you single? I can't believe you're single.
You know what? Because I can be.
Because I'm standing in my truth.
Right.
And
it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It is.
Because if we really wanted to be with somebody, we could.
Right.
It's not hard to find somebody. That's not the issue.
It's really not.
No.
Finding the one who I am just all about this year and walking and being on purpose. So for me, it's somebody that is aligned with my purpose, because my next move has to be my best move. Been divorced, I've dated for a few years. My next move has to be my best move.
Yep. Which means you're evolving.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah. Good. That's good.
Great information, ladies. So we're going to take another break here. Atmosphere and Conversation.
All
Kate
right.
Demure.
And your co-host tonight, Andra.
We'll be right back. I am your host, Kate Demure.
And your co-host for tonight, Andra Yates.
And we have the lovely Biannca and Felicia. And I'm sorry, something we missed earlier. We wanted to tell you what, Felicia, go ahead and tell us what you do.
I do a lot of things. I work full time Monday through Friday for financial industry, and then also part time. I actually do private wine tasting, so parties.
Amen.
Yeah. And our other guest?
Oh, what do I do?
Besides the modeling.
Oh, okay. I am the HR data manager for the Office of Academic Affairs at IUPUI. So that's what I do Monday through Friday. And I'm also a graduate student in the Purdue School of Engineering and Technology.
Hey, and she's available. We got 2 great catches, 3,
Single, ready to mingle.
4.
Yes, 4.
Don't barely we're safe out.
So yes, we're gonna make this happen.
Yes, we are.
We are.
We will.
We are.
So back to our quick little conversation, our chat fest. We're talking about what we want men to know, and we want to talk about sex.
Put it out there.
I mean, we got to be very specific about this, because some men really think they doing real good in the bedroom and they can really make a woman happy. But I was talking to a friend a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how that's a deal breaker, especially for me.
I'm
just
gonna
out
agree with
loud.
that.
That's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Because how do you make up for it?
You can.
I don't think you can.
There's so little money that won't
No.
compensate for that.
Just ain't no amount of money.
No.
I'm not sure about that, but I was
You can compromise.
I'm not going to do that.
But it's so important. It's so important.
I mean, I would prefer, and I think men should, if they're listening, they should know about, you know, the things that we like. You know, listen to my body. Know when to do floor play.
Yeah.
Know when to, you know, make things exciting. If I'm just bored, please notice.
Please no.
Right. If I'm laying there,
You should know. Right.
right.
And this will be the face.
Right, I was gonna say if it's one of those. I'm cool.
Yeah. Next. When you know that I'm disconnected from the situation, you need to up your game.
Right.
Yeah.
And let yourself
A
out.
nice way of putting it.
Yeah, that I like to be nice.
You know what though? I
They don't
think
come out for me like that.
I think in regards.
It's weird.
What about you? Does it come out nice?
Well, I'm a forward person anyway. That's just my
Only nice.
I'm a Sagittarian, so nothing that I say.
Right.
Yeah.
We Cancer.
But yeah, so I'm just for it anyway. But
Actually, I'm a Virgo, but we're both half and half, so we're good.
just like half and half. But I think though, in regards to sex, I do think that it is important that when you have that conversation of, you know, what you like, what you don't like. I don't think you should take it as somebody saying that your sex game is whack, because that's really not what it is.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of times, and it goes both ways. So men and women, when somebody says something, you be like, oh wait, what you trying to say? And it's and it's not that. It's, hey, let's put it on the table. Okay, let's see how we can tweak it, because at the end of the day, you know, your sexual relationship with the guy is gonna be different. So hey, I need you to vibe off my body, I'll vibe off yours. Bam, we should be able to make magic happen. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it.
Good recipe.
Yeah, that is a good. Make the magic happen.
And for me personally, I just feel like even when it comes down to the actual act, I feel like, okay, I give a pass on like the first couple times, because you don't really know my body and I don't know yours. So I say all that to say, I mean, if the first couple of times is just not in sync, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like, yeah, we're not compatible, peace out.
Yeah.
So that's not me.
That's fair. I'm the same way. I think that's fair.
So you like, no?
So you got to be mindful.
I didn't say anything.
What you trying to say?
Some things, you know, if you're going too fast,
Women don't want that.
no. You know, and if it's like that the first few times, it's like there's nothing that I can
Okay.
do. So
It makes you wonder who conditions this.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
who said this was okay?
Yeah.
right.
And you, I mean, you know, we're in
so
our
would you
30s.
talk about it? If the first time was like that, would you talk about it, or you would just dismiss it?
I probably would, but it would be in a lighthearted, joking kind of way.
Well, you know, you should slow down.
No, you real sweet about that, because I'm gonna go in and be like, get off of me. Okay, I'm not a dog. Do not try to. I am not a dog.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't dog my
Slow
kitty.
your slow your roll
Yeah,
and
that's
do
good.
it this
I
way.
agree.
I gotta communicate. I gotta keep it, because you're not gonna understand how I'm feeling.
I agree.
So
I agree with that. So yeah, I do agree with that.
not to hurt your feelings, but don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, I
Or our producer here says, tell them from a man's perspective. Just let them know. That's good.
Oh, the men.
Thank you, producer.
Yeah.
And you know, if I can just kind of segue from that into hygiene. So even before we get there,
Whoa.
Yes.
that your hygiene needs to be together.
Yes.
I
Okay?
haven't had
Now let's
that
pause
issue.
in for just a moment, because that's guys and women.
Yeah. That's not a one-sided.
Everybody needs to make sure.
She must be trim, treated, looking just
Thank
as
you.
manicured as anything else.
That's right.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
And the
that's-
guys do too.
The guys do.
Now, you know, we don't. It's 2016 now, and they have
much out there you
razors
can
and
do.
clippers and wax and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's no reason why.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna stop right there.
Yeah. No, you
That's
got
what
to
a
tell
woman
it, twin.
wants.
You got to tell it. Tell your
know,
We're talking about what a woman wants.
tell the truth.
You know, make sure that your landscape, that you've gotten your manscape. You know, I'm not. Harry Biles is just not what's up for me.
There you go.
You know,
And that's not your preference.
right.
And that's okay.
You know, and
That's
make
okay.
sure
It
that
is.
you're washed and you're clean and you're ready to go.
And you smell good. I love a man that smells good.
That's an aphrodisiac within itself.
It's just
Oh,
so
yeah.
Pheromones.
Smells good.
Yeah.
Ooh, honey, don't talk. Don't talk.
That's
Don't talk.
And while we're at it,
saying the body wash.
The body wash.
And no dirty nails.
That's right. You know what?
Thank you.
Fingernails.
Because we get turned off so easy. Dirty nails would have me going
Dirty,
home.
scratchy nails.
Right.
I'm just gonna get my purse out.
Like,
On second thought.
You
don't touch me with them man hands messed up like that. What you been doing?
Well, I think it says a lot about you. If your nails are clean and you have fresh breath and you have good BO, it just says a lot about.
It does.
It says a lot about you. I think you need that to even get to the bedroom, though.
Right.
You gotta have that to even get
Yeah.
there. So if that's lacking prior, then
You already know.
I'm not sure if you should take it there.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
This is true. Ooh, I like how you touched on hygiene.
I'm seriously, because
What a woman wants.
that's so important. I roll my eyes.
Felicia just
so.
She's like, yeah, that is so true.
Do you have stories to tell? Do you have
I don't, but you know what? I just think that like the younger generation.
Make you nervous.
I just think the younger generation don't know, and I don't know what they missed as far as like BO or just in relationships or standards. Let's start there.
Yeah.
They don't have any. So even if a guy that ends up coming across women like us, chivalry is not dead, and I believe in a guy opening a door. There's nothing wrong with it, but to find the guy, that does, it's like. Sometimes I stand I'll never forget when I was in college. I was a non-traditional college student, an adult for sure, but kids be walking through the door and I walk up to the door really slow and I stand there until a student, because they trying to hurry up and get to where they going. They open the door and be like, thanks. And walk through the door. And it still doesn't even make a connection. It just doesn't. So.
Yeah.
And it is, like I said at the very beginning, it's the little things.
It's the little things.
They get you. They get you so much further in a relationship.
When I was talking to the energy guy at my house today, hopefully he's tuning in because he's an older gentleman, and we were just talking, and he asked me what a woman wants, and I said integrity, and he said good women are so rare these days. He said, what's the word for it? Ghetto-ish. And I said, ratchet? He said, yes. He said, that's a good word. He said, so many women, they don't have standards. They come off ratchet. They come off needy, not independent, can't do nothing for anything for themselves. And he was like, so when we come against a good woman, sometimes we don't believe it. Because I remember telling a guy I had a job. I thought that was normal. He was like, you got a job? And I was like, are you kidding me? And this is right after my divorce, and prior to my divorce, I really didn't date. I got married so young.
Right.
And he was shocked that I had a job. And I said,
who doesn't work?
I don't understand why you were shocked that I had a job.
They don't, but
Yeah, so, because I said, I asked the older guy today, I said, why is it so hard for good women to find a good man who has integrity? And he said, because so many women lack standards nowadays that by the time they get to a good woman, they can't see past what they've been exposed to.
So men are scorned somewhat as well.
So do we need more patience? I think in the mid-30s, where you're at, we all have been through a lot, but we also have, by this time, should have gained a lot, learned from our mistakes.
I agree.
But what I'm finding, I'll speak for myself, is finding people that have to be mended, put back together again. And Lord knows I've been through hell and back, but I feel like I don't need anybody to put me back together, But a lot of these men, they've been in baby mama issues and long-term relationships through their 20s, and they think they're ready, but they're like starter kits that have to be strategically put back together again.
You have to put yourself back together.
So do we need more patience with men like this?
No, I say absolutely not, and that's just for me because I know what my standards are. So when I meet a guy, I'm going to go through my list, and if you don't meet those standards, I don't want to deal with it. And for me, I personally don't date men with children. I just don't. I don't have kids.
Where do you find them at? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
You see where I'm at. I already told you I'm at home with the cat. But I have learned through that, I have skipped over some good people because of my standards. So I let one or two things go.
Yeah.
But it's just, how that person treats me. I'm looking past a little bit of those things, but
like I was telling you Saturday, I want a relationship, not a project.
Yeah.
I'm tired of trying to put him back together or wait until he gets back on his feet. Like, I'm interested in older men. And so if you're 40, 41, 42 and you trying to get back on your feet, like, no. I'm
Wait till you're
not
on your feet to date.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm tired of working through and trying to help you. No, that's not my job.
I've even had my mom, who's 55 now, tell me that men have asked her if they could be her roommates because they're trying to get on their feet in their 50s. And I'm like, Mom, run. There is no reason. I am a single mother who pays every bill that comes through my house and bills that are outside of my house.
Right.
I'm not asking for the world, but I'm asking you to be at least on my level. I'm not asking you to ride in on a white horse and save me. Right. No, but if I can pay my rent, make my car note, and keep my lights, gas, and water on, I need somebody to do the same. And I don't think that that's asking a lot. Because no, we need to add.
That's
take
being
away.
an adult.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
It's simple.
That's survival. So
It's simple.
That's simple.
I don't need to, baby girl, just trying to get back together. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient with it.
I don't want to, and I don't have to.
And I don't have to.
You go find that person that's right for you, because I can't do it. I don't even want someone stepping to me if you're not established as I am, because I work, I do many jobs. I got more hustles than some men.
I know that's right. Lord knows.
And if I can get out there and do it diligently,
And will,
honey, please.
you're gonna have to meet me at my level.
Right.
That's something.
Catch me if you can, because
I like that.
it's
Catch
all
me if
about
you
work.
can.
right.
Meet me at my level. And
I'm
then
not looking for the
they'll
handy.
call us bougie and stuck up, which ticks me off, because all we want is normalcy. That's all we want. The bare basic things of keeping a shelter over our head, going to work every day. That's all we're asking for. But then we're bougie when we throw it out there.
But you know what? We have been made to do these things. We weren't always meant to do them.
That's right.
But we have been made to. And then some men want to walk around, well, why are some women so angry? Why does this woman have an attitude? Why, this could definitely be a segue to another show, but this is a part of what we deal with on a daily basis. Taking out trash, shoveling snow, taking care of kids, raising boys. We as women do a lot.
Yes.
And we're nurturers.
We're nurturers.
Right. And we
Everything we touch, we nurture.
want what we deserve.
Right.
We found that value in ourselves. We know where we are in life. We know ourselves. We know who we are, what we want. I just want my equal.
And then going off of that, we've done these things. So we all talked about shoveling snow, which I refused to do last night because I'm tired. But when you're dating someone or dating or in a relationship, I don't feel like I should have to call and ask you this.
You got the same amount of snow I got.
You got the same snow from the same guy.
Right.
Why do I have to call you and say, can you shovel my snow? No. Hey, Deandra, you need your driveway shovel? You need that?
This is the thought.
I can't even say that I've ever really gotten that, I don't think. Which is a shame. Sorry, any of my guy friends that are watching.
Yes,
The next snowfall we get
Tomorrow, snowfall, because it's still there. Did not get one left to melt. No one called and said, can I shovel your snow?
They never do.
Yeah. And is your garage cleared out so you can park in there so you don't have to worry about your car in the morning, Deandra? Those are the little things. And I think as women, I could talk forever, so let me stop after this. I think as women, if we don't set that standard from the beginning, then they won't know. So I'll even say that for me. If we don't set that standard from the beginning, then they won't know. So I urge all of us to set that standard from the beginning so that we don't keep having these conversations.
So what would be your final takeaway, your thoughts from tonight? Let's start with you.
Just being honest and upfront. I think that once you put it out there, you've laid the foundation, and then you can just go from there.
Okay.
I think that's what's important for me.
All right.
If you want your show snuggled, you need to say that up front. No. No, my takeaway would be it's gonna be forever changing. So, with that being said, as we evolve as women, what we expect or desire from a relationship is gonna be the same. We can start off wanting a guy, I don't know, who's 6 feet tall, today. But as we, evolve and change over the years, okay, we may be cool with being 5'5", but right, even when you have heels on, but we just change. So, and there is nothing wrong with that. There isn't. So that's my takeaway.
Okay. My takeaway is be open-minded, women and men. I think so many times we have this this kind of closed-off thought of what we think we want, and then we get caught up in physical things in life. But finding someone who's aligned with your purpose, no matter if they're 6 feet tall or 5'4", or 5'5", someone who's aligned with your purpose. Because as we're in our 30s, we don't have time to keep dating and exposing ourselves to all types of different kinds of people. So finding alignment with your purpose and finding a person with integrity is so important to me, and being upfront with what we want, and them being upfront with what they want, and then us deciding, hey, is this something I want to be attached to or not? We all have options. Take them or leave them.
Boom. And there you have it. That's what women would like the men to know. So as we get back into our chapters, we'll continue. So we're about in this same spot here, page 59.
Chapter 36.
Barely cracked.
Over there. Which lets you know we got a lot more to talk about in the next coming weeks.
Part 2.
Part 2
will be coming.
Yes.
So everyone, we have our glass. We want to do a couple birthday shouts out here.
Oh, I thought we were going to toast or something.
We are.
Oh, okay.
We are. You want to do the birthdays?
Okay. Happy birthday to Noble Lee.
Woods the third. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Mara Hobson. Happy birthday to you. Damon Stafford. Bashir Assad and Greg Soers. Happy birthday.
We're gonna have this little cocktail.
From Atmosphere and Conversation. Thank you all for tuning in. Come back next Monday.
Next Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do want to leave you with a quick thought of the day. While there's no real true handbook on how to treat a lady, it's pretty accurate that we are women. We're emotional creatures, and we just want to leave the men with a few things to follow. Number 1, the small things count. I think we all agree on that. The small things count. Chivalry is not dead. We still need true gentlemen, flowers, candy, affection. We need all that good
Love
stuff.
Love
notes. Listening, very sexy. A man who listens, who's attentive, gets you. That speaks volumes. So you'll go
putting his words into action. I think that is my favorite.
Oh,
yes.
Pinterest. I think that could be your answer to anything.
Yeah, I think so too.
You might want to check that out.
Yes.
Dating. I sure do. It's nice stuff on there.
The men are saying, what the hell is Pinterest? Google it. You need to know what that is. Yes. And
it's where you collect all your thoughts and you create a board. So it's your go-to for ideas.
Pinterest to get you halfway through this book. Right here. But last but not least, you can't live without women.
Simple as that.
Boom.
That's how you get it.
I want to say here to these wonderful, independent, single, very deserving of an equal gentleman.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you so much, Deandra, for co-hosting with us,
for having me.
hopefully she'll be back next week. And Felicia, where can we find more information about your wine tasting?
Actually, you can hit me up on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. So, Felicia Williams, Indianapolis. There's more than one, but yeah, just shoot me, inbox me, and then we can coordinate it from there. I can give you all the rundowns of how I have it set up.
Okay, perfect. And Deandra, your contact information.
You can find me under Andra Yates on Facebook, Instagram, Miss Instructor, Twitter, and Miss D1982. Please look at my page. I have a lot of things going on. Check me out.
All right, and Miss Biannca.
You probably cannot find me on Facebook. I don't want to be found. But maybe, you know what? I'm single and ready to mingle, so I might open up my page. But
There
my
you go.
Facebook name is Biannca Elle, ELLE. So hit me up on Facebook.
Yeah. Can they PM you if they?
They can. They
All
can
right.
private message
So
me.
PM her. She's
And
single, ready to
also
mingle.
on Instagram, B_sweet darling. So hit me up.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going down in the DM. It's going down in the DM.
It goes there. It goes
Great show, ladies.
Yeah,
Awesome.
these are like, okay, they're like,
I know.
the boys are saying no. We are,
They think we're
I
too
ain't
old
got
to
two
dance.
thumbs down.
Right.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Let's see you go down in the DM, nephew.
That's right.
He
I'm gonna come
thinks
to
we're
your
too
school
old for
and do
that.
this in front of everybody. He's like, he don't care. Okay, I'll be there with my rollers next week. Anywho, this has been Atmosphere and Conversation. Check us out, Facebook, Atmosphere and Symbol Conversation. Check us out every Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, www.atmosphere and spelled out conversation.com. Oh, wow. I'm barely getting it out
It's a
here.
lot.
And we will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. This is Kate Demure.
And your co-host for tonight, Deandra Yates. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.